Hey Cancer, welcome to my channel Star Kid Ignited. My name's Molly. Today I'm just going to be doing some oracle card readings. They are timeless, so whenever you watch this is when you're meant to see it. But I will be doing it for the next month, so for the November energies for Cancer 2020. But as I said, if you find this in like 2021, watch your head. It's going to have something that you need to see. Now this is for Cancer, Sun, Moon and Rising. If you don't know your rising sign, you just need to know your time of birth and place of birth, and you can look that up online. Your moon sign, you can often look up what sign the moon was in on your birthday when you were born. Okay, but without further ado, let's get into it. Okay. So, Spirit, can I please get one card for the overall energy for Cancer? Okay, we've got two. Do we? Yeah. Okay. So, the first card out you have is Empower Yourself. Beautiful pink, purple energy. So, I'm getting a lot of intuition, a lot of healing. For this one, we've got, Empower Yourself. Tune into your personal power. You are more than able to handle the situation facing you. Allow yourself to be the strong, beautiful person you're capable of being. Okay. That's awesome. And then to support that, so we've got 29 breaking down to a 2, and then we've also got 2, so double 2s. We've got dive into new depths. Oh, girl, leveling up. So there is a deeper meaning to what is happening. You might be looking at this from the surface and missing what is really going on. Take a moment to pause and breathe. Allow yourself to dive deeper into what it is you're feeling about your current situation. Okay, so just with this, something is testing your power. Now, we've got Pluto, Saturn, and Jupiter all in Capricorn. So when we have Pluto and Saturn, we're going to feel like something's bossing us around. Something's pushing us around. People will take your power from you. Those kind of situations are going to happen a lot until you learn to take your power back and empower yourself and to stop letting other people boss you around. And then with Empower Yourself and Dive into New Depths, you're being asked to be endure this time, but also to take your power back and to bravely face what is going on, knowing that you have exactly what you need to overcome it. And to not fear your emotions. With this, there might be some fear of really going into the depths of how you're feeling. There might be something that's quite scary with Pluto. It can feel terrifying, and the one thing with Pluto is it's always going to feel worse until you do the thing. As soon as you do the thing, you begin rebirthing. You actually get to leave the old shell behind, but when you're stuck in that old shell and not wanting to shed it, that's when things are going to start feeling scary, because it can't protect you anymore. You need to move forward, but it's completely also natural to be stuck or to be scared. So these cards are really encouraging you that, one, you have the power you need, and two, diving into those emotional depths are actually going to give you more answers and have a deeper understanding of your current situation. So let's have a look at the past energy. So what energy has brought what energy has in the past has brought this on? Okay, so we got 2 cards. All right. Okay, so we've got surrounded by prosperity. Your attention is being drawn to the infinite nature of reality. That which exists outside the known is beyond measure. So we've got that, but it was inverted. So there's a challenge to this energy. You're being challenged to appreciate the prosperity around you. It might feel like a very scarce time. It may feel like there's just not enough, and that was surrounding you in the past. You also have safe and surrounded by love, so you have a lot of beautiful energy encasing you, but you may not have been able to really feel safe in that. With safe and surrounded by love, we have keep your heart open and know that you're being protected. Listen to what you know to be true and allow yourself to see and understand what is going on around you. Okay, so I think you had a deep dive in the past. You got more insight or clarity, more emotional intuition, instinct about what this new thing is or whatever's challenging your power. But I think it scared you. And I think that it challenged your ability to be able to see the prosperity around you. It might have made you feel, put you in lack mindset, made you maybe you didn't have the funds to move away from somewhere or to do the thing that you needed to do. Something kind of scared you back in your shell. And with this current energy, it's really empowering you to jump up and also allow yourself to drop into your heart, and that there's messages there for you. There's something that you need to know there. So just don't be afraid. Oh my God. And we just have connected to source pop out. Connect to source. So I'm not going to use this as a feature, but I'll read it out for you. Go within to discover what needs to be done. Create the shift required to attract what you want. Cool. So you guys have got this. Connect to source. Really get grounded on what you want, and you'll have the answers to get there. But take the time to emotionally be there for yourself. That's a really common message I've been getting. Everybody needs to tend to their heart. There's some stuff that with Uranus in Taurus and all the energy happening in Capricorn, we just have a lot of bullheaded, heavy, tense, serious energy, a lot of needing to break away. And I think it's causing a lot of people's heart space to get quite overworked. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so can we please get a card for the future energy for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising? Please get one card for the future energy, for the upcoming energy for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Please get one card. One card. Oh, beautiful. Okay. And then finally, for your future card, we have every step counts. So that yellow and purple, we've got will and intuition. So going after what you want, but also being connected to source and knowing in your heart what's meant for you, so that you can be willful about what you're meant to have. So with every step counts, there is an advantage in taking things slowly. Breathe deeply and fully as you consider your options. Okay. That's amazing. So you're not being like pushed to act, you're not being pushed to do anything right now, but you are being encouraged to drop into that heart space and really understand what you're feeling, to connect to source and create the shift so that you can attract what you want. So really spending some time with yourself to get aligned, to feel authentic, so that you can really know which direction you're going in, and then take it slowly, knowing that every step counts, that you're making big waves at getting where you need to be, even if it feels like you're treading water. All right, let's go into the emotions. So I'll be using the Saltwater Reading cards by Laura Boehm. She is amazing. They're so good for just understanding the emotional side to things, the emotional depths. These cards make me feel so held and so spacious in my emotions. I find them really helpful. Okay, so can we please get one card for Cancer for what is currently being processed emotionally? Okay. Okay, so we have the Pelican, self-sacrifice. Okay. So with the Pelican coming out, I think that you're, what does self-sacrifice mean to you? Have you been abandoning yourself to care for others? Have you been sacrificing your dreams to live up to obligations that other people or that you put on yourself? emotionally, that it's going to be a hard energy. Self-sacrifice is something that I think it's important to be sharing of your energy, but it's also important not to become a martyr. If you don't look after yourself, then you can't look after anybody else. And no one can look after yourself for you. So really processing that on the emotional realm, let's have a look at what needs to be released. That might give us some more information. So what needs to be released? Okay, wow, grief. Gemini and Taurus both got grief as well. So there's some grief on your heart that you have been ignoring, that you've been pushing down, that you haven't been able to deal with. It's likely diving into the new depths. There's going to be some grief that needs to be processed, and it's blocking you. So something in the heart realm. Now, grief doesn't need to be the loss of someone, although it certainly can be. It can be grieving your old self. It can be grieving a way of doing things or hopes for a relationship. This grief needs to be released though. So it looks like you've been holding onto it for a long time. And it might actually have been making you more self-sacrificial. So you're, when grief's just weighing you down and you don't have any worth for yourself because you're not able to access your heart, and then when people are asking you to do things, you're more willing to let people not have boundaries, like, you know, like let people take advantage of you or do more than you should because you're not actually able to really tap into what you need. And doing things for other people might feel good at first, but then it becomes self-sacrifice. It becomes where you're falling through the cracks and no one's actually appreciating what you're doing for them. So just keep that in mind and definitely work with releasing grief, whatever that means for you. Really giving yourself some time, like write it in a journal and burn it, speak it, write, you know, make yourself a vlog, do yourself a card reading. I love my own personal card readings. Anything you can just to help try and shift a bit of that grief so your heart can feel a bit lighter again, can still honor that grief. You don't have to let it go, but you know, like you don't have to let that person go or that situation go if you don't want to, but you need to grieve the loss or the rebirth of that thing dying and then transforming and changing. There needs to be some kind of release. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so now we're going to go to some advice from your higher self. We'll go with the Archangel Power Tarot cards first, and then I will get one from the Starseed Oracle from your higher self as well. So Spirit, please help me tap into Cancer's higher self. What messages they have for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising for this spread and for this time period. Okay, so you got King of Gabriel. Keep your eyes on the big picture. Leave the details to others. Experience that leads to success. Genuine concern for others. Generous, inspirational, dramatic, and driven. So it's encouraging you to know, one, reminding you that you're a king. Even if you're a female, you are at the top of your game. You are someone that is going to get where you want to go. Nothing stops a Cancer. When they have got an idea, they're holding on to it. And so I really think that this is your higher self just encouraging you that keep your eyes on the bigger picture. If grief or random things are pulling you down right now, it's really important for you to take a step back from all the busyness and refocus yourself on where do you want to go? Where in 5 years will you be proud to say you've gotten to? And even, you know, don't make it unrealistic, but don't shoot for the fence. Shoot for the stars. But yeah, and with the genuine concern for others as well, I think this really shows how much you're willing to do for other people. But just remember that a king doesn't get to be a king by being taken advantage of. You need to have authority, and you need to have those boundaries so that you can care for yourself and others in a way that is sustainable, and that gives you the space that you need to be able to care for yourself in the ways that you're screaming out to be cared for. Okay, let's get one more higher self advice from the Starseed Oracle. So, angels, do we have any further advice from Cancer's higher self for the spread for November, or for any time when they're reading this, watching this? What would their higher self like to add to this message? Okay. Oh, I'm not going to take 3, sorry. Can you please get 1 card or 2? Okay. Oh, we did get 2. Okay, cool. So your first card that you've got is you got the love. Hadarian energy, codependency, and boundaries. So I think this really speaks about looking for love in other people. Everybody does it. But it's really trying to highlight and illuminate this for you so that you can see that the more that you deny yourself the love that you can, like, your true love that you can give yourself. Now, it's not an easy thing to do this if your parents didn't model that for you, if you weren't shown pure unconditional love, or it had it modeled for you when you're younger or through friends, then it's going to be really hard to do that for yourself, and we often then look for it in other people. I think this is really encouraging you to look at that part of yourself. Know that you do have the love that you seek. I know that feels shallow sometimes. Like, of course you can love yourself, but it's not the same as being touched. It's not the same as being held. But I think this is really reminding you that your soul needs some work to start actually doing those things. It's not the same, but you need to start really showering yourself with some of that love, really imagining you as objectively, and then saying, what would you tell that person? What love would you shower with them, knowing how true their intentions are, how beautiful their heart is. Yeah, and the second thing that we have is earthed. Learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. So it's likely that you're remembering on a soul level, like, how much our souls remember what it's like to be in the spirit realm, to have unconditional love and to give it. It's no zero-sum game. It's just infinite. And I think it's been a struggle for you as a human or as a physical body to really deal with that, with human love, deal with having people who will break that unconditional love or who will break your trust. Remember that when these things happen, you're learning to be human, but you're not human. You are, but your soul is not human. It remembers the infinite love that it was able to give and that was given to it freely. And it might be why it feels so devastating not to be surrounded in love now, and why you might seek it. But just understand that as you do this, you're learning to love yourself, and you're being reminded that that infinite cosmic love is inside you. When you can tap into it and feel surrounded by it, there's no substitute for that. So I think this is a really good time for you, Cancer. You've got a lot going on, but your higher self is also right there reminding you that you're getting to your goals, that you've got everything that you need, and you're learning exactly what you're meant to be learning. So go easy on yourself. Forgive yourself for anything that might be keeping you in grief or self-sacrifice. And remember that the upcoming energies we have is every step counts. So keep walking towards what your goal is. Keep working these things out, because I know that you're even from the start, you're surrounded by this love and prosperity. And although it might not seem like it right now, or you might feel like your power's been taken away, now is the time to take it back. and to really dive into yourself, because you're going to transform and become someone that is unstoppable. Think about what the next decade holds for you, 2020 to 2030, and really start envisioning and embodying that for yourself. All right, Cancer. I love you guys. I hope you have a great month. And if you want to check out any of my Instagram, Molly's Astrologies, I will be trying to post a pick a card video in the next few weeks as well. So keep an eye out for that. All right, bye guys.